Force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. An electric current flowing through a conductor produces a magnetic field. We know when electric current will flow through a conductor, it will produce a magnetic field surrounding the conductor. If a magnet is taken in the vicinity of the conductor, then the magnetic field so produced by the conductor will exert a force on the magnet. So if you take another magnet to the near the current carrying conductor, then the current carrying conductor will exert a force. French scientist Ampere suggested that the magnet must also exert an equal and opposite force on the current carrying conductor. So Ampere, according to Ampere's experiment, the magnet must also exert an equal and opposite force on the current carrying conductor. That is, the current carrying conductor is producing a force on the magnet, as a result of which the magnet is also producing an equal and opposite, or giving or exerting an equal and opposite force on the current carrying conductor. So this is the cause or reason why a current carrying conductor experiences a force in a magnetic field. Okay, so the force is due to the magnetic field of the magnet, the magnetic field of the magnet which is placed near the current carrying conductor. To know about the direction of force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field, we have to perform an experiment. Take a small aluminum rod AB. This is a aluminum rod AB of length 5 cm. So you take this rod of length about 5 cm. This rod is placed in between two pole pieces of a horseshoe magnet. This is a horseshoe magnet. Okay, this is the north pole of the magnet, and this is the south pole of the magnet. So you place or insert this aluminum rod in between the two pole pieces of the horseshoe magnet. Initially, you keep the horseshoe magnet in such a way that the north pole lies below the aluminum rod and the south pole above the aluminum rod. Okay, the aluminum rod is connected to a wire. It is connected to a wire, copper wire, and the copper wire is connected to a rheostat. You fix a rheostat here, then the rheostat, other end of the rheostat you connect to a key. Okay, other end of the rheostat you connect to a key, then you connect a battery. You connect a battery in series. Then the other end of the battery you connect it to this end of the aluminum rod. Okay, so all are connected in series. This aluminum rod, again it is connected to a rheostat in series. The key is also connected in series, and the battery is also connected in series. So this is the positive terminal of the battery, and this is the negative terminal of the battery. So current will, when switch is on, current will pass through the wire like this. Current will go through the wire like this. So this is the direction of the current. Okay, so this is the direction of the current inside the aluminum rod. So when the switch is on, you will see current will pass through this aluminum rod, and this rod will be displaced towards left. Here, this is the direction of the displacement of the rod towards left. And if you reverse the direction of the current, that is, you change the terminal of the battery, this side plus and this side minus, then current will pass through the rod like this. If you reverse the direction of the current flow, then the rod will be displaced towards right, this side. This will move this side. Okay. Similarly, if the battery connection is like this side plus and this side minus, and the rod is displacing or moving in this direction left, and the horseshoe position is this, and you reverse the position of the polarity of the magnet. You make this side north and this side south. Okay, so reverse the polarity of the horseshoe magnet, then also there will be deflection of the rod in opposite direction. In the previous case, if it is in towards left, in this case, when you make a 100-degree turn of the horseshoe magnet, then it will displace towards right. Okay. So this experiment confirms that the direction of force on the conductor carrying current in a magnetic field, this depends upon the direction of the current, okay, and the direction of the magnetic field also. So the direction of force depends upon two factors. Number one, the direction of the current, and number two, the direction of the magnetic field. Experiments have shown that the displacement of the rod is largest, that is magnitude of the force is highest, when the direction of the current is at right angles to the direction of the magnetic field. Okay, remember, if the direction of the current and the direction of the magnetic field are at right angle, then the direction of force will be maximum. This we have also confirmed from experiment. We can use a simple rule to find the direction of the force on the conductor. Okay, this rule is called Fleming's left hand rule. So Fleming's left hand rule is a rule to find out the direction of the force, to find out the direction of the force on a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field. According to Fleming's left hand rule, stretch the thumb, forefinger and middle finger of your left hand mutually perpendicular to each other. If the forefinger points in the direction of magnetic field, the middle finger in the direction of current, then the thumb will point in the direction of motion or the force acting on the conductor. The direction of motion and the direction of force, same thing. So the thumb will point in the direction of motion or the force acting on the conductor. So if this is your left hand, you stretch thumb, forefinger and middle finger mutually perpendicular to each other. Okay. If the forefinger gives the direction of the magnetic field, remember, forefinger field means magnetic field, and the middle finger gives the direction of the current, this is the direction of the current, then the motion of the conductor or the force experienced by the conductor is given by the thumb. Okay, this is the motion of the conductor. So in vector you may draw like this: the forefinger in the direction of the magnetic field, the middle finger in the direction of the electric current, then the force experienced by the conductor will be given by the thumb. This is nothing but your Fleming's left hand rule. You try in your left hand yourself. So what are the devices that use current carrying conductor and magnetic fields, that is force experienced by the current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field? What are the devices? In which devices we use this rule? Number one is electric motor. In electric motor we use this rule. In electric generator, in measuring instruments in electrical measuring instruments like your ammeter, voltmeter, galvanometer. We use this rule. In also loudspeakers, microphones, we use this the current carrying current, the force, how force is useful in these devices when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field. Now let us work out this problem. An electron enters a magnetic field at right angles to it as shown in the figure. So this is the figure shown in the figure. Electron is entering a magnetic field at right angles. This is the magnetic field. Okay, magnetic field is from this direction to this direction, and the electron is entering in this way. The direction of the force acting on the electron. Okay, so what will be the direction of the force acting on the electron? So there are four options. The direction of the force, whether it is to the right, whether it is to the left, or it is out of the page or into the page. You see, if this is the direction of the electron, then the direction of the current will be in the reverse direction. This way will be in the opposite way. Electron, the direction of the current will be in opposite direction of the flow of the electron. So the direction of the current will be this direction. So if you apply your Fleming's left hand rule, this is your direction of the magnetic field and this is the direction of the current. So the direction of the force will be into the page. The direction of the force acting on the electron will be into the page. You can verify it by using your left hand. Next question, which of the following property of proton can change while it moves freely in a magnetic field? There may be more than one correct answer. Mass, speed, velocity and momentum. Okay, so which of the following property, whether mass or speed or velocity or momentum of a proton can change while the proton moves freely in a magnetic field? So when a proton moves in a magnetic field, it produces a force, because proton is a charged particle, so it produces a current, and a current in a magnetic field produces a force. So a force means there will be acceleration of the charged particle. That means the change in velocity of the particle will change. So if velocity of the particle will change, then momentum of the particle will also change, but the mass and speed of the proton will not change. Next question, in activity 13.7, how do you think the displacement of the rod AB will be affected if current in the rod AB is increased, a stronger horseshoe magnet is used, and length of the rod AB is increased? Now look to this activity. When the current in the rod AB is increased, force exerted on the conductor increases. More force will be exerted on the conductor, hence the displacement of the rod also increases. When stronger horseshoe magnet is used, the strength of the magnetic field increases. This increases the force exerted on the conductor. Thus, the displacement of the rod increases. Next, when length of the rod AB is increased, force exerted on the current carrying conductor also increases. If more length will be of the rod, then the force will be more. That is, the force is directly proportional to the length of the rod. Next question, a positively charged particle, basically alpha particle, projected towards west is deflected towards north by a magnetic field. The direction of the magnetic field is towards south, or towards east or downward or upward. So a positively charged particle, that is the alpha particle, is projected towards west. This is your west. So this is the direction of the current. Okay, so because the direction of positive charge particle is the direction of the current. We know the direction of the positive charge is the direction of the current. Since the particle is deflected towards north, this is the direction of displacement of the particle, that is the direction of the force. Okay, so since the particle is deflected towards north by a magnetic field, the direction of force is towards north. Applying Fleming's left hand rule, the direction of magnetic field will be upward. So if you apply Fleming's left hand rule, then the direction of the magnetic field will be upward. The next question, when is the force experienced by a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field largest? Force will be largest when the direction of current is right angle to the direction of magnetic field. So experiment shows that the direction of current is largest, the direction of force is largest if the direction of current is at right angle to the direction of the magnetic field. Imagine that you are sitting in a chamber with your back to one wall. An electron beam moving horizontally from back wall towards the front wall is deflected by a strong magnetic field to your right side. What is the direction of the magnetic field? The direction of the electric current will be from front wall to back wall, as it is opposite to the direction of electron. Since the direction of force is towards the right side, applying Fleming's left hand rule, we can conclude that the magnetic field inside the chamber is in downward direction. So this is a brief discussion about the force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. Thank you.